All right, party crashers, we're talking Ohio State, Auburn here, Dylan, because these are a couple of two-loss teams that could potentially get into the college football playoff. Why that would be notable? Never before in the history of the college football playoff with the four teams has a two-loss squadron made it into that playoff.
No precedence.
So you tell me, Dylan, based on what each team has left on their schedule, Auburn currently 6th in the CFP rankings, Ohio State number 9, which school is more likely to become the first ever two-loss team into the college football playoff, Auburn or the Ohio State?
Now, there's a way either of these teams can pave the way to the college football playoff as two-loss teams, but I don't even think it's close. I think it's much easier for Auburn, and that's not even my bias. Normally, I'd side with my Auburn Tigers because that's the team I root for. It's the team I've always rooted for. But in this case, I think fact and the committee support my opinion. Number one, they're at 6. The committee has already told us they're on the outside looking in and knocking at that door. If there's any slip up from those four teams, well, then Auburn could crack into it. Plus, when you look at just their losses, when you look at losing at home to Oklahoma, and when you look at, and it not being as close as it should have been for a home game at the Shoe, when you look at getting blown out by Iowa and giving up almost 500 total yards of offense on the road to the Hawkeyes, Iowa's not right there in the mix.
Right.
Yet you look at the Tigers' losses. Auburn's lost 2 road games to Clemson and to LSU by a couple points each, plus the opportunity for quality wins. They've already beat the number 1 team in the country when they played them, knocking Georgia off the number 1 ranking. They have an opportunity to beat Georgia again if they get what would be the most signature win of this college football season, and that is to beat Alabama, a game they have at home at Jordan-Hare in Auburn, Alabama. That gives them a better chance to win the game. You pile up those quality wins, 2 against Georgia, 1 against Bama, with 2 pretty quality losses that both occurred on the road when you're already at number 6 and knocking on the door and that team's well behind you. I think we've already seen that the committee prefers and values the SEC as more competitive over the Big Ten anyway.
Yeah, I think it's undoubtedly Auburn. You get wins against Alabama and Georgia, that's going to look much better than Michigan and Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship
Penn State,
game.
Sure, nice win. It was a good win, but when you start looking at quality wins, they just don't have to offer what the Auburn resume will have to offer. If the Auburn resume ends with 2 losses and they can start piling up these quality wins, they have an opportunity to do over the next couple of weeks.
I'll throw my visor on with you for Gus Malzahn.
You seem like a visor guy.